Hey, my boy, welcome back to another Let Loose Dog Talk.
You are, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing? How's your
Man,
Wednesday going?
you know how it is. It's Wednesday. Just had to work. Had to work the dogs.
That's
Getting ready
true. It's
for
the
that
middle of the
Easter
week.
Eve, my boy.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey,
Yeah,
you got everything streaming, yeah?
it's streaming. It's live now.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Yeah, yeah.
What we on today?
Hey, you know what? I wanted to bring some topics. We don't have Gam with us today, but we'll hopefully have him next week. Um, but I I wanted to bring some stuff up just because I got hit up this morning with a question asking me why their dogs paws smelled like potato chips.
Oh,
And
yeast.
so I told her, I was like, oh, it's yeast. So I asked her, I was like I was like, is these are their paws red? Do they lick them? And she's like, yeah, all that. And they keep licking their paws and biting them. So I was like, okay, cool. I was like, well, you know what? You do
You got
have
everything streaming, yeah?
yeast in there. Um, I was like, and there's different ways you could go by it. You could go and go to the vet. They'll prescribe you antibiotics and stuff like that or whatever. But there's home remedies that you could do as well.
Yeah.
And I think you know
Yeah.
about them, because I think I told you about one. It's that apple
Yeah.
cider
That
vinegar,
apple
man.
cider vinegar, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
whatever
people
it
don't
does, it.
realize. Like
What?
they get that ratting around the paws or ratting around the neck and things like that. That's another form of yeast.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yep.
And most people, you put me on game and help me out too, because it's you don't realize that you need to clear out the liver and everything. So that apple cider vinegar definitely helps out in that situation.
Yeah, definitely. And then the best way is just soak their paws and get a bowl or whatever and just soak each paw, clean them out. But once you finish, rinse the paw so it doesn't stay wet. Because if it's moist, it creates more yeast. That's like fucking home saving for the fucking for yeast and shit. It grows more in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, I always recommend add it to their water. Add it to their water.
That's what I always do. I always
Yeah,
add it to the water, just a little bit to the water, just so they're just drinking it instead of just
exactly.
always just as a food. Like when you put it on the food, they're gonna eat it anyway.
Yeah,
But what do
yep,
they intake a lot of is water. So just put
exactly.
a little
Yep.
bit. Most people think like you gotta put a lot. Just put a little bit in there.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. And
You
and
know,
there's different things just because just like yeast comes from like allergies or even the
Kibble.
a weak immune system and stuff that happens, so it's just you got to balance it and figure out what is causing that yeast to your dogs, like I said, even moist, even if you take your dogs out in the morning and you have a your lawn is wet and they go in there and running around and you bring them in and you don't dry those paws, yeast starts building up and you get
Mhm.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
at the same
mean,
time, even if you have dog beds, shit, that make sure you kind of clean the dog beds as well, because that if they
the
have that
moisture
yeast.
sits in it, and
Yep,
yeah, it's just gonna
exactly.
just build up and build up and build up.
Yep. And you
It's
see that.
crazy with all these. What you saying?
No, no, and you see that with it's not a pretty thing, because I think it's dogs are itchy and they're trying to sometimes they could even break skin just trying to they got that itch and they're biting their paws.
Biting and biting and biting.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like, they're just chewing their paw. And
Yeah.
people just think, well, a lot of people, just as a breeder, even breeder, but a lot of pet home people think, oh my God, this is so cute. But it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's your dog trying to tell you something's irritating you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, there's so many, like, minor, small things that come along with, raising a puppy into a large dog. Like one of the things that yeast. Another thing and another little trick that I really love is that ester C.
Yes.
Yeah, because when people like, especially with our breeds, the bulldog in general, even the bull doesn't matter the breed. They're having those growth spurts and those bones are shifting.
Yeah.
That's when people start causing limping into your dog. So a
Yeah.
lot of people are gonna think like, oh my god, my dog has hip dysplasia or something's broken or something's wrong. But it's just really his growth plates are moving around. So
Mhm.
you get that ester C, it's gonna bring a little bit more moisture and a little bit more fluidity into the joints. Because I had the situation and it kind of panicked me with Philoptes. The ester C came into play. Some months later, I didn't see a limp whatsoever. And she was in her puppy stage still.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes for Tookie. I was like, yo, I was in panic mode. Man, I ain't seen that boy limp since we moved into this place. I mean, and still at the same time, he out there running amok. And I got this slide like the shed, like the shed door is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
broken. You can't put it up there. And there'd be water in that mug. And he'll run like from across the yard, go running and just dive and slide into it. So I'm always like on high alert with him because he's my prize boy. So I'm always on high alert, always watching. And he's just like, no, I just hit my growth spurts and all that stuff was good. But the extra seeds definitely help put that, that little extra into the
No,
strengthening into
I
the
agree. And that ester C, man, it helps too for injuries. Not only, for when they're
rotating
growing, but if
patella.
you have an injury, yeah, definitely, start giving them, and it helps heal, faster.
Because the vet's gonna tell you to get it anyway.
Yeah,
So why not get it now to prevent it for later? Like let's
that is
start
true.
now. Like give it to those puppies. Once you guys get your puppies home at 8 weeks old, go ahead and get you some apple cider vinegar. Go ahead and get you some ester C. Try them to tap into both of those. You're gonna need them.
Oh yeah, and what's another one too? Um, Coconut oil.
I mean,
No,
coconut oil cool.
it's
I
a
like
great.
fish oil a little bit better.
Yeah, hey, I'm not mad. I use that too, but coconut
I use
oil,
them
man,
both.
it is work. And with that
Yeah,
apple cider
but
vinegar too, it'll clear a lot of the tear stains the bulldogs have.
yeah,
Yeah,
man. But like the coconut oil, that joint is just expensive for a little bitty jar, man.
it is. Yeah,
You got a whole squad over here, like yo, and like what? 90% of my yard is white. like,
that's true. Hey,
like
that's why. Hey, you go to Costco and you get yourself the big jar because that's what I get. I
I
get
need to
the
go. I gotta find a Costco out here. Florida, everything. Like, if you gotta go to Egypt just to get anything out here.
true
I
that.
mean,
Yeah,
it's a
no, I
long
get you.
travel for everything.
Yeah.
There's a Sam's Club that's out a little bit out of the way, so I can just go ahead and do that.
Oh, there you go.
But like,
That's good, man.
while since we're on the subject of like nutritional value and things like that, now let me ask you, what's your regimen of feeding? What do you prefer?
You know what? I feed raw, but I'm not against kibble, but the best nutrition is always raw. You know,
Always raw. Oh,
always. Yeah, they get
yeah.
their all their ingredients. Some people are gonna ask like, "Oh, should I cook it?" No, just give it to them
Never,
raw. Yeah, no.
never,
You know,
never cook it raw. Never. It's not raw anymore if you cook it.
yeah,
Well, that's the whole
exactly.
basis of raw.
Yeah,
Like, and the thing is, like, I don't really care for kibble. I don't, because kibble, for one, is basically carb based. I mean, you gotta put a lot of fat on your dog. I mean, they're just gonna hold on to that carb. And then plus, like, what kibble is, it takes so long to digest.
yeah,
Like, people don't realize, like, you're gonna feed your dog. You're gonna feed your dog once a day, twice a day. Just the timing to digest the kibble is so far. So on this, like, once your dog like poops out whatever it is, and then at the same time, how many times a day do your dog poop when you're on kibble? You're
that
looking
is
at three,
true.
4, 5 times a
Yeah,
day. And then so even when they're pooping out all that, on the stomach lining is still excess kibble remaining there.
yeah,
And then what we run into when people are like, oh, my dog got bloat, is because it's all that kibble and that water shaking up, turning the stomach. Kibble's just too heavy. It's just, and then on top of it, kibble can help you can get yeast problems from kibble. And then also with kibble, what do we run into? A lot of allergies. My dog's allergic
yeah.
to this. My dog's allergic to that. No, your dog is allergic to them playing with them. That's what it is. And you're experimenting left and right with all the byproducts and adding this and adding that. When you go 100% raw, you don't have those problems, man. You don't. You
You know,
don't. I
hey, can you elaborate on, let's say, your regimen on feeding raw, just for your dogs, just to give some people ideas of, like how much you should be feeding raw and stuff like that.
Well, on that part, on the how much, us as Americans, we jump in with a number. Like,
Yeah.
oh, my dog is like we look at that 2%. That's what they say you should is let me air quote that for you guys is the measurement you should feed your dog.
Yeah.
No, you gauge the dog. You start at the 2%, yes. But when you're feeding your dog the raw, gauge the dog. So if you're 2%, if your dog is looking a little bit overweight, tone it down a little bit. If
Yeah.
it's looking underweight, give it a little bit more. But then at the same time, when you're going to do raw, you have to be it's not just, hey, let me just get chicken. There's more to it than just chicken.
Yeah.
So I prefer to do chicken. I like chicken. What I would do is I'll go hit my little hacienda up and I'll get 40 pounds of chicken and chicken quarters to be
Yeah.
exact.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll get my chicken quarters and I'll cut them. I'll get the drum for the thigh,
Yeah.
whatever one I need for each dog and whatnot. But the thigh itself contains a lot more fat. And in this subject, I'm gonna be going for a minute. So in this, like when people don't realize it for your dogs don't, it's not protein that makes your dogs gain the muscle, it's the fat. So the chicken quarters I prefer more than I do the drum because that skin on that chicken quarter has a lot more fat. There's more fat and there's also another ounce of protein in that. So go ahead and get with the chicken quarter. Give them, but you're gonna need innards. So the measurement for it is 80, 10, 10.
Okay.
80% beef, 80% organ, 10% organ and 10% bone. So my mix is I have a scrap beef, like for the fat meat,
Yeah.
mixed with liver, lung, and heart. And so all that mixed together, but then at the same time, but here's the goal. The goal to any raw feeding is green tripe.
Yeah, I knew you were going there.
I'll feed green tripe to my dogs by itself
Yeah.
because there's so much, like there's vitamins, there's fiber, there's so much that helps the dog's immune system,
And
like the enzymes.
tripe is a probiotic too.
Exactly what I was about to get to.
Yeah.
It is a probiotic and it helps us the immunes. Like
Yeah.
it helps your immune system with all the enzymes that are in it. It's 21% protein in that. You can feed that to your dog by itself if you wanted to.
True.
Like without tripe, you still do well with feeding your dog raw. Don't get me wrong, but just that green tripe is just that extra oomph to it all. Like,
Do, do you add like any fruits or vegetables to your
nah,
raw?
nah, nah, nah.
No.
I'm not. No.
Okay.
People do, which I do sometimes. I'm not gonna say I don't do it all the time.
Okay.
But if I'm gonna add any fruit, my fruit of choice is banana. And yeah, because banana, especially with my dogs working heavily, banana helps with any cramping or any
Yeah.
dehydration of the muscle. And as well as I will do watermelon. Just cut up little cubes of watermelon and put that in there. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say
Watermelon.
if I'm gonna do it, huh?
No, no. I say watermelon is a good choice, especially in the summer.
Oh, absolutely, bro. Like you
Yeah.
can put watermelon inside ice cubes too,
Yeah.
and just give it to your dogs as they're outside. They'll just sit there and licking and licking and licking. They'll
But
eat the watermelon off.
for the viewers, make sure if you feed watermelon, do not feed the seeds, please.
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and put that little disclaimer in there. We need to start putting little captions at the bottom, like don't
Yeah.
do this. But and like you can feed raw to any breed. Any breed can have raw.
Yeah.
You just got to figure out how you're going to do it. Like you can get a grinder. You know, a lot of people are like, hey, this dog going to choke on it, this, that, and the third. And I'm going to just put that out there. Watch your dog.
Yeah.
Again, watch your dog. Because if your dog is not used to it, and a dog being a dog, they're going to try to swallow the whole thing
Oh
whole.
yeah. Yeah.
And if you don't, because I've had a little scare of my own self. All right, out of the bank, no, not gonna have to swallow the whole drumstick, bro.
Oh yeah. I had that happen to me as well, and luckily I was there. But you know what? I fed him. I stepped out for a little bit. Clean bowls of water, whatever.
Yeah,
Suddenly, I turn and I see this mug trying to eat the whole chicken quarter, and it's stuck. So hey, I had to start kind of
yeah.
performing CPR on the dude, and luckily he pushed it out and he came back to life, and I was like, God damn.
Now, like even the most like avid dog that eats them, and I'm gonna say Feloci's because you know Feloci's she's what 3 now.
Yeah.
She's been eating raw since the day she got home, and it was during her pregnancy of Typhoon.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just sitting there watching her, and I think I was on the phone with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I think I was
remember.
on the phone with you. And I had to like throw the phone.
Yeah.
And she tried to eat the whole chicken quarter. And I mean, she's just standing there. And I'm
Yeah.
looking at her. I'm like, why are you giving me this look? And bro, she just fell over. And it
Yep.
was just stuck in her throat, bro. You want to talk about, hey, I was in panic mode. And all I kept saying, I'm like, nah, you ain't dying on me. So just always watch your dogs when you're going to be feeding them raw, especially if it's going to be you're new into it. A lot of people do wonder, they're like, what if my dog is going to choke on the bone or it's going to split this, that, and the third?
Yeah,
No, your
definitely.
dog's going to crunch through that bone. They're
Yeah.
going to crunch through it. And then even that with crunching through that bone also is a good teeth cleaner.
Yeah,
There's
definitely.
so much. There's a lot of benefits to feeding raw over kibble because you know you're feeding kibble. I mean, that's what really builds up like the little plaque tartar and all that
Yeah.
stuff like that. Now you're looking at going to the vet, having to get the little teeth cleaning, and they not gonna hit you with it because who created kibble mostly, and who pushes kibble more? That's what I should say. Are your vets
Yep.
and all those problems that are being brought in by kibble is bringing more money into their pockets.
That
I
is
remember
true.
when I first moved to Oklahoma and I had my first bloodline of bulldogs. I'm not saying 100% wrong.
Yeah.
And I go to the vet, and it was that dog Belial I had. Oh, crazy thing. The vet was like, "Oh, this is the most beefiest, healthiest dog I've ever seen." Blah 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 blah. And he's like, "Yo," he's like, "I know your feeding is this," and he tried to get me on that science diet.
Oh,
I'm like, "What?"
yeah, I
And I
hate
was like,
that.
no
Yep.
disrespect. Yeah, and I told him no disrespect. I said, my dogs don't eat kibble. And he was like, oh, what do they eat? I said, they're 100% raw. And he wanted to say something, but you couldn't. You already praised my dog and told me how healthy he is and this, that, and the third.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was all because of that raw, man.
And
I
and you
mean,
know what?
hey, y'all, what
A
you
lot of
say?
the no, that science diet, almost every vet has it in their office.
Everything.
You know,
Yeah.
and what's crazy though, because I know that Skype Pups Cole House, he has his podcast, and he has somebody from Next Level in there, and they were talking about it, and it is crazy how they try to push you for that, but they brought up a topic where how they design the bag for certain breeds, and they say, oh,
Yeah.
this is for, let's say, French bulldogs or Yorkies, and you're like, but it's dog food. So you're saying my American bulldog or my Great Dane can eat that? Like, it's still
Yeah.
dog food. So
It's still dog
it's
food.
yeah. Oh man,
Right. What people don't realize, like, we go get, let's say, if it's not, I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, if you're not feeding a Nook Shook, or the next one I would go to is Diamond Naturals. Those are what I go by. But
yeah,
like when you look at it, what does each bag say? Large breed, small breed,
All
toy breed,
stages, yeah,
all stages. But the only difference is the kibble is just designed different. You still
true,
have the same exact ingredients, just like science diet.
yeah,
The only thing is they're designing the kibble different. But
and that's true. And then on protein too. As they say, oh, it's higher protein, but on a dog, I think it's only like think they could consume only like 30%. The rest will fucking they'll poop it out and stuff. But
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. Like I got some, I got some gorgeous over here. So I can't really say like because let me see. I don't have my notebook on me, but I'm gonna look this up. Hold on a second. Like a chicken thigh, bro, has a lot in it.
yeah. No, meaning meaning
Yes.
meaning their body, the way they're built, it's I don't know if it's like 30% that they take like a intake and stuff. The rest is like, it'll just come out like they'll poop it out or whatever.
Well, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I don't know because your dog, if you're feeding raw, they ingest it, but their body uses 90% of it. So let's say if you gave them 50% protein, 90% of that's gonna be 40%.
Okay, okay.
So I think they're gonna adjust it anyway. But like one thing I have learned with my dogs is Tookie even proved this the other day. He was like, "Yo, I'm good. I don't even need that." Like I tried to give him something else and he didn't even want it. But a chicken thigh is 20%, 20 grams of protein.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So and 164 is 164 calories, 9 grams of fat, and 20 grams of protein.
Okay, there you
So if
go.
you guys want to write that down, just go and jot it.
Yeah, yeah,
You don't
exactly.
don't forget that you still need the green tripe. Green tripe is gold
Yeah,
to
it
your raw
is.
feeding,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
I mean, I use green tripe as treats, bro. But another thing is, since we're on this, like, I don't know how many people are getting ready for the Beast of the East,
You know what?
and
I think a lot of people are planning on going. This is gonna be a good show to attend. I know
very
you're
good,
going.
very very good
Yeah,
show. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I think you're showing up too. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm flying in. I'll fly Friday, and I'll be there Saturday morning.
you're just coming by yourself.
As of right now, yes, I know. Gam was thinking of going. I'm not sure if he still is, but I am. I'm showing up. I'm gonna show a couple of dogs out there, so I have to go.
Yeah, I mean, bring one of them Frenchies if you got one.
You know what? I am. I'm right now. I'm working on probably pushing one out there to Washington. So if it goes through, then they'll meet me at the B, so they'll get an experience of the
So,
dog show out there,
Washington?
Washington D.C. Yeah, the buyers in
Yeah.
Washington D.C.
Are we talking
So I
about the
know.
same person?
No, it's a different person.
We're not talking about Ray.
We're not talking. No, no, no. Ray,
I'm like,
literally, Ray, is somebody that Ray knows. So this Ray,
Washington.
this will be
Oh, okay,
like the
okay.
second customer that Ray brings to me.
Oh, look at that's what you call like love right there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Like like that's one thing I love about our circle, man. We really support and push each other's anything. Like it's just you don't get a lot of that in the community, my man.
Yeah, no, no,
You don't get
definitely. Like, you know what? And you're right. And I'm not biased or anything and shit, but um,
a lot.
when when I don't have a litter, but let's say you have one, Gam has one,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah,
anybody
yeah, I
else
see
that I
what you
talk
said.
to, I'll send them buyers out there like, hey, I don't got
Oh yeah,
puppies, but check this person out. He have some, and I know Ray had some oldies, but like I said, I'm not an oldie breeder, so I hardly know any
You
oldie
need to come
people out here
along with us.
in the West Coast. Yeah.
Hey, hey, when you gonna get you an oldie? You get an oldie, I'll get a Frenchie. Let me
Oldies are
know, son.
cool. They're cool. They're cool, but I don't know, my boy. I'm sticking to the American, and I
So,
know I could do a lot with them, but
so what is your reason of like why you won't get an oldie?
you know why? You know me. I like big dogs.
Oh, you ain't seen Tookie?
I haven't seen them. I
Hey,
haven't
I'm
seen
telling you,
them, but
that boy a monster. But so I don't know how tall my fence is.
yeah.
I'm 5'11".
Okay.
So I'm gonna say my fence is at least comes to like right here. So it's gonna be like 4 foot something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what this dude was doing today. He was on his back quarters, and this boss is like, "Yo, you are huge." He's on his back quarters, and homeboy has his feet on top of the fence. I'm like, bro, we gonna get to this show, and people gonna be like, "That's an AB. That's an AB puppy." Nah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
an OB. I'm like, yo, you were just getting too big. I wouldn't say he's getting too big, but he's really coming into himself. But I don't know, maybe down the line, I mean,
Hey,
things
no, no,
will
you're right.
change.
Maybe, yeah, maybe down the line, you're right. Maybe I'll jump on them and do something with them. But right now, I'm sticking to
I
the
think
ABs, and like I say, I do have Frenchies. I breed Frenchies, and that's right now. I'm sticking to that. And then plus, if I do,
that's
I need to go get me a ranch now.
you gonna
So
move to Rancho Cucamonga, boy.
hey,
All right,
there's
now where you
properties
gonna
down
go?
there too. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, you got two different extremes. You got the XXXL, and you got the tiny things. That's like
well,
how you go from you got a Debo bodyguard, and then you got a little pocket puppy, like a little purse dog. Like,
the Frenchies were more for my wife,
oh,
and
okay,
we wanted to try it with the Frenchies. Like I said, I bought her one, and she that's her dog, and I'm not gonna say her dog only. It's my dog too,
yeah, yeah, yeah. If you're in the
but
same
it's a
house as ours,
yeah, yeah. And then I came up on the little female. I did a deal with somebody, and she came through, and after that, she was like, you know what, let's just try it. Let's see how it goes. And I mentioned it before, it was a horrible experience for her because I was working, I was going to work pretty early. I had to be up, and our
left the
dog got
solo
sick.
dolo.
Yeah, so she was, not having it, but she went through, and she's like, you know what, I'm ready to try it again, and that's where we breed them. And hopefully one of these days I'll have her in the podcast so she could talk, because she's my whelper. You know, she's my whelper to all my dogs, literally. The Americans,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm there even with the Frenchies, but she's full on. Like, she's the one getting up at night, checking dogs and stuff. So, kudos to her, because without her, it'll be pretty hard at doing this.
Man, well, congratulations. Like, I know, like, even just being a breeder, or even just a dog carer,
Yeah,
with the amount of dogs you have, I have. My hat's off to you, because for me, man, just I do it solo dolo.
yeah, no, I know.
It's just me. I
Yeah,
mean, working 6 dogs at what we started this morning at 5.
yeah,
Yeah, so we have a workout regimen from Monday through Friday, and I give them their breaks on Saturday and Sunday. But sometimes, like, just them being them, how high active they are, we still running, doing something on Saturday or even Sunday. Just depends. Most of the time, never on Sunday. Like,
yeah,
I'm worn out by then.
yeah.
Like, yo, man, I'm telling you, try weight pulling 6 dogs.
Oh, I know. I bet. Yeah. You know
Yeah,
what? I
like,
don't.
yo,
I don't have the weight pull harness. I do have a weighted vest
I
from
got a link
X.
for you.
Yeah. What is it? Is it X Factor or X K9
Oh,
or
oh, oh, X vest.
Yeah, yeah. I have one of
Yeah,
those,
yeah,
right? But
yeah.
since the vest has the metal loops all around it, I have a parachute, so I attach that parachute to the dog. So when we out in the desert,
Yeah,
and it's it's now is the vest is weighted, but then with that parachute, it seems like
the
they're getting pulled
resistance.
back. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
that's a
I mean,
workout for
that's
them.
basically the same thing,
You know.
give or take. But the way I weight pull and the way I was taught, thanks out, shout out, hey, if you guys want some real weight pulling stuff, look at my man Eli. Eli Cold River Boar Bulls. That's where you go to learn weight pull.
There
And
you
he
go.
has a nice dog right now. What's his name? Sun Wukong. And Son is doing his thing. You gotta say his name like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can't just say Sun Wukong. No, it's Sun Wukong. Like he's out there doing things. But Eli taught me something about weight pulling is slow and steady, slow and steady. There's more to it, but I'm not gonna give out all the secrets. But
yeah,
slow and
yeah,
steady is the way to do it. Because I see a lot of people drop the dog on a weight pull vest and they go get tires, they do this and that. But all that they move so fast.
yeah,
They're constantly like running with the dog and this, that, and the third. Okay, you're gonna pull the cubits. You're gonna pop a knee out or rotate the patella. You're gonna ruin that dog. But
yeah,
at the same time, if you're teaching your dog to pull so fast, by the time it gets in the competition, it does one or two pulls, it's burnt out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if you're doing long, slow, that's cardio.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Hey, give me 1 second. I gotta run over here and grab one thing. I'll be right back.
All right, cool,
Give
cool,
me
cool.
1 second.
Audience, if we do have any questions of what we've been talking about, hit them up in the comments. We're here to answer any questions. You know, we might not know everything, but we'll try to answer you. And as well, anything that we talking here, about stuff that we do with our dogs, always consultate the vet. Ask your vet whether it's a safe thing to do and stuff. And I don't want to get blamed for stuff that we're saying in here and be, hey, well, I saw this in a podcast, and Dennis from Vergara will say to give the dogs the, apple cider vinegar, but I'm saying give them in moderate, amounts. Like I said, just fill up the little cap where the apple cider vinegar comes, and just put that in their water. That's it. I'm not saying dump the whole bottle in there. So
Who are you
just so yeah.
talking to?
Well, I'm talking just to the audience. I'm just letting them know
Oh, okay.
that anything we say in here, always consultate your vet. Don't take our word. We're not experts.
Don't concentrate the vet. The vet's going to take your money.
No, no. But meaning,
No,
like,
no, no. Yeah, like you really should. Like
yeah,
questions, but for the most part, like the vet's going to be, yeah, that works. But then they're going to be like, oh, try this instead.
of course, yeah, they're gonna try to sell their product.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't let them milk you into like losing your money.
exactly.
But I went to go grab this bad boy.
Okay.
So a lot of people like this. I mean, it's too big for the whole screen.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, but like this is a weight pull harness. It's a true made. The person that made this before, made all my weight pull harness is
Very
Comic
Sykes.
Cow.
Cole House. Just say
What?
what's up, fellas.
Well, what's
Guy.
good, my man?
Yeah.
What's good?
No, go
Comic
ahead,
Cow
Ernest.
made all of my weight pull harnesses, all of
Okay.
them. And she's made 5 of them and love them all. But she is retired. But I went on. Somebody was actually just the other day because I was like, man, I need to find somebody who's going to give me another one because the one I have, Tookie and Pelotti's can't fit anymore.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo. So I found a couple of sites on Facebook, people that make them. Don't just go on to Amazon or Chewy or any of that. Like, if you're in Oklahoma, go check out my boy at Bully Unlimited off of on the south side. He got a couple in there.
Okay.
But don't just go on there and just go grab a weight pull harness because one, you need it for your dog. You need it to actually fit the dog. You need it made for actual weight pull harness and weight pull competitions because they're made different. There's different. Each strap on here is made, especially made to protect the dog. And like a sled dog. But these have a little X stitching that go across the back of the dog. So as the dog is working, then it's not going to hurt the dog's back or shoulder or neck. And as well, like if the weight pull harness is either too short, then your dog is going to be rearing up like a horse because the harness is too short.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
your dog needs enough room in the back and have it long enough to where it can extend its legs and really stretch out and really pull and really move. So just don't go buy any and everything for a weight pull harness. Don't go do that. Go find somebody that truly makes it and get the true because you have to measure your dog. You just can't go, oh, how long is my dog? No, you got to measure the neck. You got to measure from down the neck, down the chest, from the chest all the way back to the loin. It's so much to measure a dog. It's just not, oh, let me just go get this for my dog. So guys, don't go do that.
Let me ask you something, Ernest. Now that we're talking about weight pulling, do you believe that a dog performs better when they're I guess let's say they're I'm trying to explain like the rear, their legs, on conformation you want a straight dog, right? Nice hocks, everything, you know. But when you're weight pulling, do you think a dog performs better if they're a little bit easty westy on the back to have that grip, or if they're straight? Because oh, you don't know what I'm talking
I get
about?
what you're saying, but I'm
Yeah.
just confused, like because
Okay. No,
because
no,
I
because
know some
okay,
cats
when
in
you
high
see
school that were pigeon toed, they outrun me. You feel me?
yeah, no, I get it. But see, but when you see the dog performing, any weight pull, every time they're pulling, they're pushing. But if you see those back legs,
Yeah.
they're east and west trying to get all that grip.
I mean,
Oh,
I think that's just naturally the dogs
okay.
going to turn east and west like that.
No, yeah, but
Because,
a dog that is already east
or
and
you
west,
want a cowhawk dog?
yeah, you think
Just
it
say it,
perform better
cowhawk.
on the weight pull? Yeah, yeah, a cow hog dog.
I can't. I can't say that. I can't because every dog's gonna perform different.
Yeah,
I mean, people. I mean, a lot of people, and I know probably Eli's probably gonna jump to this this cast in a minute because some people think the better turtle stifle is better. Some
yeah,
people will think that a cow hot dog is better.
that's
But the
true.
overall, like, what's really better is the dog that comes to be a dog. That's what's
True,
better.
true that. Yeah, that's what I was
Because
trying to get. See if
yeah,
a dog that is like cow hog, does it have more advantage than a
nah,
dog that it wouldn't? I'm just
nah,
saying.
the
Okay.
dog within the dog got the advantage, in my opinion. Because back in the day, man, we didn't look at shoulder laid back, top
Yeah,
line,
yeah,
easty westy. We didn't look at that. We looked at whose dog is the dog.
yeah.
Can the dog do the job that it's born to do? We didn't look at all the structure. What meant for us is, can the dog do the job?
Yeah, that's true.
And so whatever dog comes in and do, you can be the most pre-down structured dog in the world, and you can get this old, this rough, struggling looking dog. They come bang you out, bro. A little prison dog or a yard dog. So it's really what's in the dog and how the dog is trained, in my opinion. I don't think no dog's better than the other dog because as performance wise, just because of the structure.
Yeah, yeah.
Now don't come in here with no lip shoulder dog because that one ain't gonna work. Like that ain't gonna happen at all. I mean the dog might still pull, but he ain't he gonna be too hurt. No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
That's the same thing. I know dudes back in high school they were pigeon toed and bad boys to scoop, bro.
yeah, yeah. No, that
So
definitely.
that's the way I see it. Whatever dog comes to perform. That's
That's
just what
cool.
it is for me.
Do you think temperament plays a big part on how the dog performs as well?
Yeah,
Right.
I think a temperament's gonna work because I mean it depends on because I can't wait pull a dresser, and she's a weight pulling loving dog. But
Yeah,
with her, I wouldn't say it's her temperament. It's what I've asked her to do to be a protection dog.
correct.
She ain't gonna mess with that weight. But if you have a dog that lacks confidence, then yeah, I mean that dog's not confident to do anything. It's so scared of everything around its surrounding and all that stuff like that that it's not gonna perform the job you're asking to do because it lacks confidence.
That
So
is true. I believe even in the show ring, there's I competed with a couple of dogs, and you know, that dog, I've seen dogs being so scared just to stand in there that they tuck their tail in. You can really see their confirmation. And I've seen dogs take pisses in front of the ring, like
oh
because the
bro,
dog,
yeah.
yeah, and that's a DQ, but it is what it is. But like I said, I don't know, it's the temperament, or you just needed to work that dog to get him comfortable to be,
Yeah.
you know, yeah,
Yeah, I've seen dogs think people think, oh yeah, my dog's a great working dog and all that stuff. And when the pressure applied, it pisses itself
yeah,
and
see,
it lacks that confidence. But
yeah.
with that being a question, I'm pretty sure people are like, then how do we build confidence in the dog? What are what are
You
ways we
start,
build confidence?
you know what? I think you start from a young age, especially,
You
But
do.
sometimes, like, I'm not gonna say all dogs, but their genetic plays a big part in there too.
Yeah.
It's you could try to build confidence and everything, but there's the
Just
genetics that
some
might
random litter
backfire
that
on
just
you.
been
Yeah,
dying.
they
Yeah.
exactly. Yep. But
And
yeah,
like
go ahead, go
what
ahead.
most people don't realize, like your lack of confidence, like you take the dog in public, you take the dog to a show. Now that dog has what we call a fear line. Like it's afraid, and then
Yes.
anybody walks up to it, it's just
Yeah.
on you.
Yep.
So that's why like it's really, really important to do these socializations and things,
Yes.
which I probably think you're probably leading to,
Yep.
um, to build up confidence. But I'll let you finish on how you start your
Oh,
like
no, no,
confidence
just at a
building.
young age, socialization is the key to it. You know, um, you know, I
Are you
start
taking your
off.
dogs to dog parks?
That's one thing I don't do.
Yes, me
That's
either.
one thing I don't do, is not because I don't think it's a good thing for the dogs. It's just there's a lot of diseases out there,
Yeah.
and
And
then
people ain't
there's fights
deworming.
to break in there. Some
Oh
people don't know how
yeah.
to control their dogs, and you know they might think, oh, my dog might be the best behaved dog, but their dogs all over the place, and they're like, oh, he just wants to play. No, once my dog whooped his ass, you're gonna be like, what the fuck, But
Yo.
yeah, no, dog
Yo.
parks for me, it's a no. I got the mountains, my backyard. Hey, they want to
Yeah.
run, I let them loose in there. Go chase after
Yeah.
jackrabbits or coyotes, whatever you guys want to do out there.
Yeah.
And
But what are some things you do to socialize with? Is it
you know
just
what?
your
So
shows?
no, so put it like this. I start with noise first. Because I don't let anybody come into my house, just because, hey, it's me. Um Parvo is a real thing, and when I have pups, I do a whole big, you know um I guess you could say bio
Like a
measure,
soundboard.
yeah, just so everything could be cool. But I start introducing them to noise at first. Throw a couple of bottle
Setting.
waters in there, get them used to the noise. But then remember, I have a lot of god kids, so I start bringing them over, let them grab them. But since birth, we're always handling the pups, so they,
Yeah, it's always hands on. Yeah.
exactly, yeah. And then, like I
Like
say, god kids, let them come over, and then I expose my pups to the big dogs. They got it, they don't got to be afraid of bigger dogs. You know, I have videos of my Frenchies. I have my American bulldogs inside the house, just so they could realize, like, oh shit, it's a big ass dog. Hey,
yeah.
they're right after them, playing, chasing them, and so I'm building their confidence up. Like, not because something is bigger than you, you're gonna be afraid.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Same here because Gia's she's big.
Yeah,
She's and she's super tall. And like I let all my dogs socialize with Diaz, with terrestrials, and loyalties. And Gia and Adrestria, for one, they're very nurturing dogs. They're very,
yeah,
very nurturing. Floaties is too, but they're just different. But Gia's a big, oversized puppy. So she's always looking to play with a puppy and this, that, and the third. But, introducing them to a larger dog does help build confidence.
definitely.
But, when my puppies are old enough, man, I'll go as far as I'll just start dropping pans and stuff out of nowhere. Like
Yeah,
I'll be sitting in the kitchen, like if the welcome box close to it, I was like, "Hey, let me grab this pan and then drop it." Now, people might be like, "Oh, that's wrong." No, it's not, because random noises out of nowhere, help if you're going to take a dog, you're going to make the dog a show dog, protection dog, or whatever.
yeah,
There's going to be random noises that come out of nowhere.
true.
And one thing is when I go banging on the pan or dropping pans, those dogs that come running forward to the front of the welcome box to like, where's that noise coming from? That's where you start to see where confidence and the ones that are backing up, those are the ones you see start to find out which ones are lacking the confidence. And especially as
Exactly.
a breeder, you want a more confident dog, not one that steers away from anything.
True.
But even at the same time, I'll turn the TV on, I'll turn it up louder,
Yeah,
or even I'll turn music on and just play, traffic noises
yeah,
because, you're going to take some dogs that are going to go be in the city. You better
true.
get acclimated to that traffic noise. And plus, I live right off the main road with the backyard and everything. There's always traffic left and right and all that stuff like that. But that's important and very valuable when you're raising a pup. But you're gonna move out to the country and you got somebody just firing off guns. So I play noises for guns. I mean,
Yep.
I don't know where my dogs are going. I don't have big kids like you do, like guy kids and stuff like
Yeah,
that. I
yeah,
live in
yeah,
Florida. I don't have family around here. It's just me. But I got my buddies and stuff like that. But nobody really got little kids.
yeah, yeah.
So I'll play little baby noises and things like that, just to get them used to it, whatever.
No,
But
that's true. And then that's what you said, taking them out to the city. Yeah, definitely. That's a plus because it's a lot of noise there, cars moving,
yeah,
everything. And you know what? Like a good example is when I got Peso, um, Martin lives out in the rural
oh,
outskirts of Oregon, and you know that
oh I
you've been
know.
there. So there's not much noise. So when he came down, they brought him to LA, and man, he was bugging because he had never, I guess, heard all these noises, and he was just looking around, and I'm like, and I think I told you that I didn't. I
Yeah,
even told you I was like, I don't even
you
know
were
if
like,
these
I don't
people.
know about this one.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It was just
yeah,
he had to get because I actually bought a puppy, and it was an oldie. Um, I bought him, and he was massively big, and but he was super great out in the country where I bought him at and everything. And I bought him up in Missouri, but I lived in Oklahoma. Stayed at a B&B in Missouri, but it was in the city. And the first car went whipping by. Man, this dog just went to just dart. And he was like, no,
mm,
I'm out of here. And it
yeah,
was
yeah.
all because of the traffic. And to be honest with you, I couldn't even get that dog to even when I got home. And it was 6 months later, even trying to acclimate him. He just was
Yeah.
not having it. Yeah, his name was Kilchi.
And you know what? I think yeah, that plays a big part. Like I said, socialization, get them used to noises and stuff. Especially if you're a breeder and you're selling dogs, and you're gonna send your dog ground transport. Man, I think that's a key factor for them to really put in that work because let's say like you, let's say you pick up a dog for me, you took it all the way to Philly. The dog went through so much noises, driving and all
Mhm.
that, but the dog got there well. I don't know if you
Yeah,
experienced any dogs that you have picked up on the way that you know that stress didn't because they were not introduced to noise or exposure out there. Some of these dogs sometimes don't make it. You know.
yeah. Like I've had dogs where that as soon as they got into the vehicle, they There's some of them are puppies, and they're
Yeah,
not like, yo, they don't know what's happening.
true.
Which, which still, you still need to socialize, still need to help the dog like get used to things. And especially, I think, crate training before they
Yes,
have to come to. That's
yes,
very key. Crate train the dog, especially if you're going to be sitting them on a transport, because the dog is going to be in a crate.
yes.
But with transporting, I got dogs that are afraid of things. And while we're stopped at a Love's, a truck stop, or whatever, I kind of crack the windows, so they're hearing all these noises. And I had, what was it, a border collie,
Okay.
and it was just in straight fear of all these noises. But the only thing I can do really is just go back in the back, take the puppy out, sit it in my lap, have the door wide open when I'm in the dressing room, just sitting there, just kind of calm the dog, let him know the dog's okay. Then we're here for the dog. Then by the time that dog made it home, it didn't care about nothing in the world, bro. Like nothing. And just while I'm transporting, man, like where I see fit and what I feel a dog or a puppy needs, I do as much as I can while I'm on the road. Sometimes I have it for 2 days. Some of which I never want to have a puppy over 2 days.
Yeah, yeah,
Like 52 hours is the longest I want to have a puppy because I can't take the puppy out. Like
yeah,
I can let the puppy run around in my van or whatnot, but to touch foreign ground, that's an absolute not, never, not gonna happen. I don't even care if you tell me that it's okay to let that
yeah,
puppy out.
yeah,
It ain't happening. You can
yeah,
go try the dog yourself because, as you said, there's a lot of diseases and people are not vaccinated like they should.
yeah,
And the number one thing that they're not vaccinated for, like your dog's gonna catch parvo,
yeah,
but any worms, coccidia, all these things that he's gonna pick up. And I'm not risking no puppy's life, and I'm not risking my whole van life on that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
no, like those things not gonna happen. But yeah, socialize the dog as much as you
yeah,
can. Get him environmental. But that's why I think it's important, to take the puppy that you buy to foreign places, even if it's to a friend's house. It's like not yours.
yeah.
Like let it get acclimated to going somewhere new instead of a lot of these people just have the dog sitting at home. And they don't go nowhere, they don't do nothing.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, my dog is great. I'm gonna take it out in public, and that's that dog in the dog park that's instigating everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or that dog that's just what's the word? That is just uncontrollable in public.
Yeah.
No leash manners, no proper manners of sit down and stay. They don't have none of that because it's so used to running the household that it can't even hold a proper sit in
True
public.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You brought one of the diseases, my boy, parvo, you know. Um Maybe there's some viewers out there that be like, "Oh man, I went through it, my puppy didn't make it and it passed away." Do you have any remedies or what
Not
do you
one.
do?
I don't
Say that
have
again?
not one for Parvo. I don't have one for Parvo. Only thing is I stay at home.
No, you know what? No, I haven't really. I never dealt with it. I've known
I haven't
cases.
either.
I've known cases, but um, a good I heard this on a podcast, and it's an old school pit bull breeder.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He said the best way to fight parvo, and he's like, if he catches it early, he's like, I'll beat that shit. And you know what it
Yeah.
was? And it was something simple:
The
chicken broth.
electrolytes.
No, 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 chicken broth. Well, yeah, electrolytes, chicken
Electrolytes.
broth, but he uses chicken broth and Gatorade
The
and
electrolytes.
electrolytes. Yeah, and that's it. And then
If you
the
ain't got it,
parvo.
you do Pedialyte. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't really have a remedy, but those are the best things you're
those are
gonna
the best
need.
things. Yeah, and you
And
have
like,
to administrate it because parvo is going to affect the immune system, right?
very
He's going
bad.
to stop eating and all that. So you have to apply those,
And
make
then
him
you gotta
force him
force
to
feed them,
eat. Yes.
bro. Because I've been through it.
Yeah.
So, like, one of my Facebook profiles is a dog named Ace.
Okay.
And he's the dog that started everything for me.
Yeah.
And I got him. He came home and he had parvo. Like it was like 3, 4 days later. He stopped eating. He stopped drinking. And this was first really introduced to me. And I'm like, yo, what's going on with Tom? Called the vet. The vet's like, oh, it sounds like he has parvo. Trying to figure out what this was. And like, I started trying to figure out things to do. And the vet was even telling me, oh, he's going to stop eating this, that, and the
Yeah.
third. And I was like, how do I get him to eat? She was like, well, you really can't. She's like, you can try to force feed him, but he's going to end up choking. Bro, do you know I literally just put the food in his mouth and just keep his mouth closed. And it was just wet food.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
I was just soft. Yeah. I softened up the kibble to mix it with the cantaloupe pedigree and just gave him a little bit at a time. And I just kept his mouth closed. Like, nah, bro, you gonna eat this.
Yep.
And I just had to take a little tube and put the little which was Pedialyte and just put it down his mouth. It's like, yo, you taking this. And it was probably 3, 4 days of
Yep.
doing this day in, day out, day in,
And you
day
gotta
out,
keep
day
them
in, day out.
hydrated because
Yeah.
that's what parvo does. They dehydrate.
And
Yep.
and I was at work, and this was like my kids, I only had my son at the time. And I was at work, and my kid's mother gave me a call, and I thought she was giving me that dreadful call.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I'm at work. I'm like, yo, what? He passed away. She's like, nah, he's out in the backyard just running. You know what I did? I left work.
Yeah. No. No.
I
Definitely.
left work. And from that day on, like if it was not for that dog and probably not for that situation, I probably wouldn't have realized that I have the courage and the stomach to do this.
Yeah.
But
And
that
you know,
one situation.
and that parvo, it has a smell, man. Like
Oh,
you
mineral.
you yeah,
Like
you'll notice it.
metal.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you got a dog that use the bathroom, it smells like aluminum, metal, or something like that. Hey, check that dog.
Yeah.
Check that dog.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know that actually. They really don't.
Yeah. So see,
So
it's good information here. Giving out good information.
yeah, we don't just let loose.
Yeah. Exactly.
We let you in on everything we got.
Yep.
That's one thing. Like you don't get it off a lot of podcasts. Is people really just send y'all information like this? Like
And there ain't
like
no
what's that
secrets
guy
here.
muscle? Yeah, what's that guy muscled up bully? I love his stuff. Man.
Double
Double muscle. What I can't really
double
say.
muscle
Man.
line. Yeah.
Yeah, I love his stuff because he's very informative. Man, you don't get too many that are really informative, and you know me. I ain't really I was never one to really say anything about anything I'm doing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
let loose is putting it all
Let
out there.
loose.
Like I don't
Exactly.
keep
Yeah.
nothing back. I don't keep
We don't
nothing back.
we don't do
We
no
give you my
no
feeding
secrets in
secrets.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now, and another thing on the feeding secrets. When feeding raw, make sure you're working the dog. Don't just feed it the raw.
Yeah.
You work the dog. Get a flirt pole, get a spring pole, get a way pole harness, go for taking the dog for walks, go run the dog, whatever. Work the dog first, let it rest for 30 minutes, then feed the dog. That's the routine. Work, rest, feed.
Yeah.
Just like a wolf pack. They hunt, and they rest for a little while, make sure ain't no threats or anything around or other predators. And once that rest is over, then we feast. And I think everything like a wolf pack in my crib.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an order of hierarchy here. And we feed and if you don't work, you don't eat, bro.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, like the dude on the side, we'll work for food. These dogs
Yeah.
work for that.
Yeah.
They work for that. So I mean, you got to do it.
No, no, sounds good. Well, my boy, I know we're coming to our end.
Oh
We're
man, we hit it that
at,
quick.
at that 1 hour mark already.
Yeah,
Hopefully next week we'll have a gammon here, and
I miss you, my
um,
boy.
yeah, we're gonna have a second part with Martin from Fuerzas. So stay tuned, guys, for that one.
Yeah,
And
yes, because that was about to really let loose.
yeah, that one we're gonna let loose on that one.
Yeah,
All right, my
so
boy.
all right,
Well, appreciate it.
all right, my boy.
Thanks for being
Well, no
here.
doubt,
Catch
no
you on the
doubt,
next
no
one.
doubt.
All right.
All right, no doubt. I'll talk to you later.